Two veteran quarterbacks looking for a return to the playoffs. It's The Coach. This is Week 1 of the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, two teams who stayed home for the playoffs last year start 2019 with high hopes. We'll see Matt Ryan of the Atlanta Falcons taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be back at halftime with a look at games in progress. But first, we get up to Minneapolis. Standing by our guys in the booth, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons. So happy to be with you, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, and we thought it would never get here, but here we are back together. It's opening weekend of the 100th season in the NFL.
So much football to talk about. That's our main focus. But how about how much happened in the offseason? Rules changes. Overtime rules were discussed in a big way. Some superstars changed addresses. There's a whole lot to talk about in the NFL in addition to this game we're getting ready to watch.
This will be taken in at the 1. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line. Cousins now to throw on first down. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The sack coming from Adrian Claiborne off the edge. To throw is Cousins.
Well, we knew this guy wasn't especially fleet of foot, but he tried to conjure up some escapability, but there was no way he was getting away on that one.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to knock that one free.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up first and 10 at the 39-yard line. No room to be had there on the first down run as he's lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, Ryan gets it off to Freeman. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. These two teams, the Falcons and the Vikings, have met 30 times since the Falcons' inaugural year in the league back in 1966. And the Vikings winning 19 of those games, but maybe the most memorable game between the two was a Falcons victory. That was in the NFC Championship game back in January of '99. Gary Anderson missed a field goal to potentially win it at the end of regulation, and then the Falcons would get the victory in OT 30-27, and they were off to the Super Bowl. They run, Devontae Freeman, and down to the 44, 5 yards that time.
And Falcons fans everywhere excited that Devontae Freeman is back on the field wearing number 24 in the red and black. Remember, he went down in week 2 in 2018 with an injury and didn't return They're hoping to see the form that led them to 1,000-yard seasons in 2015 and 2016.
They get 5, and it will go ahead and move the chains. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game, because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They go play action. Cousins. They'll roll him out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Grady Jarrett making his presence felt. He gets the sack.
Good route here.
Off the play fake. Cousins going deep for Diggs. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Lets it fly for Treadwell. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell harmlessly to the ground. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They finished off their opening drive of the campaign with a field goal on the last drive. Now they'll search for a touchdown here on this go-around. 1st and 10. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and now it's 2nd down. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now it's Ryan. Complete to Jones. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Cousins now after the fumble recovery. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Tech McKinley made his way into the backfield. Another try after the 1st down sack. Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Under 10. First. Check 43. Check. Lucky.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. 1st and 10. It's Ryan. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Ryan. He completes this to Russell Gage. The 40. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Falcons. Russell Gage, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet, trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
Gun! Listen to me.
From the 27, Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. Third and long for Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, we quit counting yardage on that one, didn't we? That was truly 3rd and a mile, wasn't it?
It was. I thought they might just go underneath, but they didn't. They wanted to get the 1st down there.
Yeah, they tried to pick up the huge chunk unsuccessfully. I'm with you. I would have tried to take some yardage just to gain some field position.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get in the field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick 6 really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the 3rd. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the 3rd quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the 1st half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the 1st half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That reception, it brings him up to the 700 plateau. He's at 700 career NFL catches now.
And that club in baseball, a rather exclusive club, and one we talk about all the time, in football, puts you in the top 50 all-time range. Not so bad either.
No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on fourth. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. Well, that'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the right. And that is intercepted by last year's NFL leader, DeMonte Casey. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. They'll try to get the ground game going with Freeman. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. On 2nd and 7, Ryan. It's hauled in by Hardy. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. Here's Ryan to throw. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. He's got the first down here inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons! Devontae Freeman, 41 yards. And the Falcons turn that interception into a touchdown. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Yeah, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 17-7 as they start this drive 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Throwing is Cousins. It's complete to Laquan Treadwell. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 68 yards, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Well, they got the extra point.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Off the play fake to Freeman. It's Ryan. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Emerson Griffin on the sack, taken to the 4th round back in 2010. What a steal. On 2nd down, Freeman. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact. This will probably be the last play of the quarter. 3rd and long. It's Ryan. And that one not. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. 12 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out comes Minnesota. Things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just one fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Now this throw caught left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. On play action, Cousins. Out to his left. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back over the middle. Hard throw, incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Again, they'll run with Freeman. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. 15 yards, 1st down, Atlanta.
But they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another 1st down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think Julio Jones all alone. Touchdown, Falcons. Julio Jones, 71 yards. And the Falcons push further out in front. Well, we've seen these two, Matt Ryan and Julio Jones, connect quite a few times over the years. It never gets old.
It never gets old. Well, maybe for the defense it does, but not for us who are watching it. And Julio, every time he steps on the field, you can just about mark him down for 100 yards. That's about his career average per game. But think about this. Getting in the end zone has always been a struggle for him. He gets the big yardage, but he doesn't get the touchdowns. Not this time. No matter how many people were kicked in coverage, he found a way to beat it.
And he will take this one all the way back inside the 35-yard line.
There's no downplaying that we all knew that this was a critical possession, and to get a return like that to start things off, that's the spark that they needed. That's the spark they were looking for.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Adrian Claiborne able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. To try again after the sack. Cousins. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and a mile. And he's able to find Diggs. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender is making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So the field goal got him back within one score, and now the focus lies on this onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. A big mistake in that spot. You got to let it go, Tim.
They didn't give themselves a chance. They had an opportunity, touched it first. Now they're in a really bad spot.
Here's Freeman. Now this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. Freeman again. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Ryan. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. 1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to, isn't it?